My name is Mick Lunzer. I'm a professional juggler. I work with a comedy juggling knife throwing team called the Danger Committee. And I've been doing Diabolos for just about 30 years. And it's one of my favorite juggling props. So it's kind of like a giant yo-yo that's not attached to the string. And you'll have the Diabolo, which is Diabolo, and the string, a couple of sticks. And the idea is to get it spinning so it keeps its balance, and once it's balanced on the string, then there's all kinds of different tricks you can do with it. So a basic way to get it started is set the Diabolo on the string, and you're going to roll it. Generally, if you're right-handed, you're going to roll it toward your left hand, and then just pull up with one hand. So I'm pulling with my right hand only. If I was left-handed, I would roll it the other direction, and then pull up with my left hand. So it's always spinning just one direction. A common mistake you'll see people make is they pull up with both hands alternately like this, and it just sort of stops it. So even though it looks like both hands are moving right now, my right hand is doing all the pulling, my left hand is just kind of absorbing the shock, so it's spinning in one direction. So as I'm going here, one of the things that will happen when you're learning this is it might tip away from you. So see how it's tipping away from me? If that happens, you want to use your pulling hand and pull towards yourself. And see, now it's tipping towards me. So again, if the Diabolo is I'm making it tip away from me, so it's tipping away. You see my right hand stick is in front, so now I'm going to make it tip back. I'm going to pull back with my left hand, or with my right hand, I'm sorry, and put my left hand in front. Now it's tipping toward me. Now I'm going to make it tip away from me. So whichever direction your hand is pulling is the direction it's going to tip. And that's how you keep it level, so you can keep its balance. Also, when you're new, sometimes the Diabolo will turn on you, like it'll start to turn sideways like that. For now, just get behind it. Whichever way it's starting to turn, as it speeds up, it'll kind of stop wherever you end up. The other way to turn it is you can actually touch the stick to the Diabolo, and if you touch it to the back side, it will turn to your left. If you touch it more to the front side, it'll turn to your right. And you can do that with a stick, or you can also just sort of brush it with the string a little bit. And that's how you keep it turning the direction you want it to be, or facing the direction you want it to face. So that's the basics of getting it started in spinning. I'll do it one more time. So I'm going to set the Diabolo on the string. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to roll it to my left and pull up with my right hand. If it starts tipping away from me, I pull towards myself. If it tips toward me too much, I pull away. So now what do you do once you have it spinning? The first thing you want to learn is how to throw it up and catch it. And to throw it, you just separate your hands and lift up. And to catch it, you keep the string tight, and you want to make a ramp. So I'm going to put my right hand stick at the center of the Diabolo, and you see how it rolls down? You can actually keep the Diabolo spinning just by throwing it and catching it. But you'll notice that the string stays tight the entire time. You don't want to try and catch it with the string loose and wobbling all around. Now again, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to use my right hand stick and have it roll the direction it was going. If I was doing this left-handed, I'd use my left hand to catch it, which I don't normally do. So you can actually keep it spinning just by throwing up and catching it. But again, separate the sticks, lift up, and that's the easy part. And then point the tip of the right hand stick toward the center of the Diabolo. You also, when you throw it, you want to throw it above eye level so you can actually kind of look at it. Because you'll see a lot of kids, one of the mistakes they'll make, a lot of people will start, they'll catch it, and they'll try and just catch it like below eye level like that, and they're just kind of getting lucky if they make that catch. So you want to throw it above eye level and have the ramp go down. Or have it roll down the ramp, I mean. Another trick that's really pretty easy to do is you get it spinning. In this case, I'm going to line it up with my left foot. I'm going to put my right foot above the string, and I'm going to pull up with both hands. And I'm going to keep my foot on the string until the Diabolo hits it. Now you notice I'm not stepping on the string, I'm actually pulling the string up to my foot. So that's a fun one. Another one you can do is called a trapeze, And what I'm doing here is I'm going to swing the Diabolo around the stick and catch it back on the string. And then just spring it off. You'll notice that the string is tight the entire time. You can do it on either side. So those are 3 tricks to start with. And I'm going to give you some ways to get the Diabolo spinning, because it has to be spinning really fast in order to do a lot of the more advanced tricks. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the string around the back of the Diabolo, so it's actually wrapped, and I'm going to pull with my right hand. It's almost like a clock. So I'm starting the pull at 3 o'clock. So this would be 3 o'clock, and I'm pulling here, and it's tight all the way until it hits about 9 o'clock, and then it's loose at the top. So I'm pulling and then releasing. Even though it's wrapped the whole time, it's only wrapped tightly on the bottom half of that clock. So I'm pulling and releasing. And if you look closely, you can see the string is really loose near the top. And it doesn't look like much, but it's getting the Diabolo spinning really, really fast. And when you unwrap it, you can just do it at the end of, as it's coming to like midnight on the clock. I'm just unwrapping it. So I'm just doing this. That's all you're doing. So to wrap it, I'm going around the back. To unwrap it, I'm just reversing it. You can do that during the motion, so you can hardly tell that. So now it's wrapped, and unwrap. So another way to get it spinning is this pull that I'm doing. You saw me doing this from the very beginning. Instead of pulling straight up, I'm going to pull out from under it a little bit. So it's kind of tugs away from it, and I'm pulling out underneath the Diabolo, that's getting it spinning. And now when it's over there, I'm going to go back over the top of it. Oops, I wrapped it there. So I'm pulling out from underneath and then back over the top. And if you time it out, the motion looks like this. And this takes a lot of practice to get it spinning, to get the rhythm of it, to get it spinning real fast. But to help yourself to get started, you can do little pulls. So I'm doing just little tiny pulls out from underneath. And I see a lot of people like to do it really hard this way, and crank it with one hand, but really the real power is from underneath it, that back pull. And if you kind of balance it out, you'll also get the Diabolo spinning really, really fast. So that's 2 methods. Another method is also it's a real short wrap. I'm going to wrap the right hand stick around it. I'm going to pull up and then pull down. So I'm wrapping and unwrapping. And then you can also, that pull up, you can leave it wrapped. And this takes a little bit of practice. But I'm snapping it quick up and down. The one thing that you'll notice when I do it, my left hand is way in front and my right hand is back more. If they're on the same plane, it'll tangle up the Diabolo and it'll wrap up. So those are our 3 ways of getting it spinning. I'm going to show you one trick that everybody really loves, but it requires a lot of spin on your Diabolo. So I can get it spinning, this is my favorite way to get it spinning fast. Now it's unwrapped. I'm going to turn sideways and wrap around the front cup. And that makes it climb the string, and when it gets to the top, I just throw it over. So I can do it again. Turn sideways, wrap around the outside cup, pull tight, and let it come over the top. Now some people like to wrap it on the inside, because it's easier. It'll climb up, but then you have to unwrap it with the same hand. It's it doesn't work out well. So I'm wrapping on the inside cup, and then I have to unwrap it that way. But if you unwrap the outside cup, it'll just go right over the top, and you're unwrapped. So we've got the string climb trick, we've got the trapeze, the foot trick. The last one that I want to show you, it kind of goes around your arm. I don't know what it's actually called. It's over the elbow, over the shoulder, but this is what it looks like. And as you're doing this trick, you actually keep it going. So it'll stay spinning as long as I keep doing this. This is one you can do forever, in theory. But you probably have better things to do. So I'm going to show you what that looks like from the side. Because it's really important how you get into it. What I'm going to do is turn my body sideways to the Diabolo. I'm going to stick my elbow in, and I'm going to pull up. And I'm not trying to catch it way back there, I'm just actually pulling it to the top string. So I'm going to do that to the front so you can see it again. So I'm going to turn my body sideways, I'm going to stick my right elbow in. These sticks are almost touching, and I'm going to pull up. And I'm going to do it from this angle too, so you can kind of get an idea. So you can see the string, so I'm going to pull it up. Notice how I'm not trying to catch it back here behind me. I'm actually just trying to pull it right up to the string. And this is kind of a fundamental trick in Diabolos, because from here there's a lot of different tricks you can do. Remember that trapeze I taught you earlier? You can do a trapeze from here, and you can go back the other direction. I'll show you a few things that are possible once you learn this trick. So here's another really fun trick. It's called a stick release, and I'll show you. This is what it looks like. Just letting go of the stick and catching it. Again, you want to think of a clock. So I'm just going to swing the Diabolo around the big clock like that. All right, but as it hits about 10 o'clock, right about here, I'm going to let go of the right hand stick. The other thing you'll notice is I turn the stick sideways before I let go. If you let go this way, it's going to wobble all over the place. Because you want the stick to follow the Diabolo as it goes around. So right about 10 o'clock I let go, and I catch it. I'm catching it like this, which is the opposite of how I'm holding it. So once you make the catch, you've got to get it back to your normal grip. So I'm swinging it, 10 o'clock, let it go, catching it. If you let go earlier, it's not going to come around as much, so it won't make it all the way around. If you let go later, it comes around really hard and really fast, and it kind of hurts if you do it too late, which is why they call this trick a suicide, because you could really be hurting yourself doing it. Although I don't know anyone's died doing this trick, but if I let go, so this is about where I want to let go. You notice if I let go later, it comes around much quicker. So the timing is really important. And an easy way to learn this trick, I'm going to go back to that trapeze that I taught you earlier. You can do, for example, a trapeze, and then if you turn the stick sideways, you just give it a little push. And that's another easy way to do a stick release or a suicide trick. Also, if you do it more than once, it'll go around really as many times as you want. The trapeze I showed you earlier, you can do it once on either side like this. You can do it 2 or 3 times on a side. You can also do first the right side, then the left side. So there's a lot of variations of the trapeze. So this is right, and then left. You can also vary the height or how you do it. So if I do the trapeze here, that was more of a vertical version. What I did is I caught it around and then I wrapped it as if I did it twice. There's a number of ways you can stop. One is just a quick way just to grab it like that and stop it. But I guess the way that's a little more fun is you throw it up and you put your 2 sticks together and you catch it in the fork of the sticks. And that's kind of a fun way to finish.
Awesome.
Hi, my name is Warren Hammond. I teach circus in Boulder, Colorado, and perform all over
with my juggling show Smirk with Reed Belstock. I'm going to take a few minutes now to teach you how I like to approach teaching the double stick